Right, now, things are happening very, very quickly here at Gravity FM, and live on the line now, via the magic of the internet and Skype, I think it is, and all of this sort of stuff, we have got Michelle. Good afternoon, Michelle. Oh, good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Dennis. Thank you for having me.
That's fine, no problem at all. Now, the reason I'm talking to you... Oh, could I ask you to turn your volume down, please? Because I can hear my voice coming back about a second later.
Sorry. I was trying to record, but I think I'm going to have difficulty doing that and speak to you at the same time, so I do apologize for that. So, go ahead. I apologize.
Not a problem, not a problem. Right, now, Michelle, you're out in San Diego. You got up especially early this morning to talk to us. And what your speciality at the moment is that you host a podcast, don't you? And it's called Lost Mirror Moments. Tell us a little bit more about what Lost Mirror Moments are.
Yes, Dennis, thank you again very much for having me on your show. I'm actually, I can't take credit for creating the podcast. It's a podcast that's kind of like a radio show, but it's just done a little bit differently. But Lost Mirror Moments is a podcast, and what it is it's about the TV show Lost. Even though the show is over now, there's still a very large community of Lost fans who are rewatching the show and talking about Lost. And so I'm very fortunate because I am involved in this podcast called Lost Mirror Moments, and in this podcast, we are finding the parallels in the hit TV show Lost to, well, everything. We cover parallels such as Christianity, other religions, books, movies, TV shows, science, songs, games, life, and the show itself. And with that being said, it is not a spoiler-free podcast for Lost, so if people haven't seen Lost yet, we do not encourage them to listen to the podcast until after they've seen all 6 seasons of Lost. And it is recorded every weekend on TalkShoe, which is a service over here in America, and we alternate between Fridays and Saturdays at 8:15 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that's 2:15 a.m. in the U.S., and it has been uploaded onto iTunes and the Lost Mirror Moments website the following Monday. And Lost Mirror Moments was created by a lady who is well known in the Lost podcasting world, and her name is Ms. Wright. And she decided to share the hosting duties with another person. She came to me and asked if I would like to join Lost Mirror Moments in the position of a hosting partner, hosting every other weekend so that the podcast could be released weekly. And it has also given me the opportunity to co-host on a podcast dedicated to Doctor Who. So it's been a really great experience.
Right, I mean, obviously over here I personally haven't watched Lost, so I cannot say that I know a lot about it, but obviously things like Doctor Who, a lot of people over here, with it being made over here, we love that as well. But these what you call mirror moments, is it just dedicated to the show, or are you trying to find moments in real life that actually fit in with the stories that are on Lost?
You've got it exactly. You've perfectly explained it for somebody who's just learning about it, Dennis, because mirror moments, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to compare it to our real life. For example, excuse me, we have a person, his name is Chris, Hispanic Chris, and he compared the bonfires on Lost to the bonfires in the movie Grease. And there's a character in Lost, his name is John Locke, and a mirror moment to John Locke is that there is a real life, or there was a real life English philosopher and physician named John Locke. So these are just 2 examples of mirror moments. We do talk about religious mirror moments. We talk about songs and mirror moments. And there's actually a song, Make Your Own Kind of Music. I know that Rob and I have both requested that song. That's a very significant song for the show Lost, and whenever that song was played on the radio, you could almost consider that a mirror moment because it's reminding you of the show. It's a Mama Cass song, and of course, the song came along long before Lost.
Right, now, I mean, a lot of people will sit and listen and think, this is just a bit of fun. How seriously do some people take it when they get one of these mirror moments? Or is it just for fun? What's your take on that, Michelle?
Well, it's not that serious. I like to say that our podcast, Lost Mirror Moments, is a lot of fun, and we definitely don't take ourselves too seriously at all. There are other Lost podcasts still out there, and some of them might be a little more serious. I would say that I am definitely very dedicated. Ms. Wright, who created Lost Mirror Moments, and I want to thank her so much. She said she would try to get up early in the morning. She's on a different time zone than me, but she said that she would try and listen as well to this. She's never listened to Gravity before, so we have a brand new listener listening just because of this interview, so thank you, Dennis. But we are very serious about being fans of Lost, but we try not to take ourselves too seriously.
That's fair enough. Now, you said that Lost has finished its run now in the US. I'm not sure whether or not it's still running here in Britain, because as I say, I've not personally watched it, but there's been 6 series, so there must be a heck of a fair-sized following over in the States for the program. It was a success, wasn't it?
Yes, a huge success, and I do know that in Great Britain they did do the finale at the same time they had it over here in the United States, which was in 2010, in May 23rd. So it was really nice because even with the time difference and it being an American show, I thought it was a really nice thing that the station over there in the UK, I believe it's Sky, who was carrying it, decided to have it in the middle of the night in Britain so that it would be at the same time simulcast as the live finale of Lost in the United States. So it's really, I like to say that Lost is a very joining together show. And so this podcast, what it does, and other podcasts, is it joins together fans of Lost, and we can find other like-minded people, and we all get along because we understand the show has a certain philosophy, a certain outlook on life, and we are all different people, but I think it helps make us better people. I know that's a little bit corny, but a TV show does help make us better people.
Right, so if people want to get involved on this then with the podcast, how do they go about it? Is there a website to go to? Is there a sequence of events that they have to go through to get onto to actually get the podcast? What do they do?
Yes, thank you, Dennis. We have a website. It's called lostmirrormoments.wordpress.com. So you just have to go to http:// and then all run together the words lostmirrormoments.wordpress.com. If you go on our blog, which is our website, you'll find all the information about Lost Mirror Moments. You'll find out about the creator, Ms. Wright, and I am Michelle, and I am her hosting partner. And like I said, we do take turns every other week. She hosts on Fridays. I host on Saturdays. We're taking this week off because in San Diego, where I live, we're having Comic-Con this week, which is a very exciting thing. There's a lot of Lost fans coming to San Diego for that. And my next podcast recording is going to be on Saturday, July 30th at 8:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time, which is 2:15 a.m. in England. And if people go to the website, they can listen to the podcast. They can also find our podcast on iTunes. And I would strongly encourage people to check out our podcast. And then we also have a Facebook group. So for those of you that are into Facebook, it's Lost Mirror Moments on Facebook. And on Twitter, if people are into Twitter, they can find Lost Mirror Moments at LostMM.
Thank you very much, Michelle. There's plenty of information for all the Lost fans here in Britain, and pleasure talking to you, and we look forward to listening into your podcasts in the future. Thank you for getting up so early as well to chat to us here on the radio in Great Britain on Gravity FM.
Well, that's another example of my dedication to Lost, even though the show's no longer over. It's 4:20 in the morning, and I got up just to talk to you and to talk to Gravity and the listeners of Gravity about Lost, which I'm absolutely passionate about the show. And so thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
That's okay. Are you now going back to sleep, or are you up for the day now?
Well, I think I'm going to try to catch a couple more hours of sleep.
I don't blame you. Have a nice sleep, Michelle, and thank you very much for talking to us here today.
Thank you, Dennis.
Bye-bye, Michelle.
Bye-bye.